Greetings everyone, welcome back to AI War 2 Sage Against the Machine, where for the first time in several episodes, we actually have a new strategic direction to talk about. We've got both of the Spire archives down, we have invested in maxing out our turret hulls now, got both of them, and we're down to 3200 science. And it's time then to get the coprocessors, make sure that we don't get up to the Mark III level for as long as we can possibly avoid it. And that's going to escalate our floor, so our AI progress is going to go up. And then we're going to want to move in as quickly as we can, getting the final resources, final hacks, and hitting the AI homeworlds. So one coprocessor up here, the backup fleet is nearby it in Purple Monkey Dishwasher. Two of them are over here by our main fleet, Treachery's Base and Ninth Extinction. And then I also have the Thanatos over here in Our Father's Lied, ready to hit this coprocessor. We haven't yet gotten the latest CPA, so I don't know when that's going to hit, but I don't want to give it a lot of time. And of course we want to hit all of these coprocessors in quick succession so that we can minimize the impact, as we don't get the reduction until all four of them are knocked out. So that one's going to be hit. And this one. And then over here in Purple Monkey Dishwasher, this has been building up for a while with some resistance. So I am going to bring in my outguard here and just wait a few seconds. And let all of that do as it will. And then our fleet can come in and hit that. So let's see how all of this works. And you are down. So we're going to need you to come in and hit this one. The Thanatos has done its job. So we might as well just move this right back into Anvil, if you deal with anything that's happening there. So this coprocessor being knocked down, that's 3. And then we can just sort of hit whatever is in here. We'll evacuate the fleet if we need to. It's close by only a couple hops away from home. Oh my. Okay. We've got Warden in here. That's going to be fun. Oh, they're running. Okay. I guess it'll be less fun than I feared it might be. Okay. So, minus 140 AI progress there. Our floor is up to 166, but we have 109 unused AIP reductions. So everything we do for quite a while now is going to be cheap. And here comes the turtle CPA. We can always double check our bunkers. And there's only the one from the Recon Keys to AI still remaining available. So we don't need to worry about any of that. Okay, so what's next? We still have 51 hacking. I want to use a decent amount of that over here in Kessler Pit to get one more turret type. And then after that, we have 3 of these distribution nodes. One here, and one here. That looks like a fun planet to hit. Chain Lightning Eye. Built up very nice. Mark 6. That should be joyful for us. But then we have to decide on taking one more planet. We already have 15 planets. That's a pretty decent amount, but we need to have range to hit Beleaguer. And we're going to need more radon as well, adding on those turrets for additional defense. So how do we go about doing that? There's a number of options. We could come in here. We could get this one. We could potentially just sort of like hop in here. We've thought about this one in the past. What I want to do is I'm actually going to take 2 planets. So that'll be 16 total for us. I want to grab Talent Pool. And this isn't great defensive, but it's pretty decent. And if we really start having problems over this way, we can always hit that warp gate or whatever. But also, it's in the same planet as an ARS is, and we need to be able to approach this direction. So this is going to be a good one for that. And then I also think we're going to want to probably have some more energy. I thought about taking this, but earlier we actually took over here in Gamble's Gate. we took out this warp gate much earlier in the game. So this would be a lost energy reactor back here, plus we can put an economic command station in here, and that will be no problem whatsoever. 8 asteroids is a decent amount for an econ station. This also gives us access, if we want it, to hack this FRS for cheaper. So just sort of looking for synergy options there. And this will actually be slightly less than the full price of a new planet. We're going a little bit higher on planets than I wanted to in this run, but given this whole shape of it, working its way, you know, all the way around this way, I actually don't think it's that bad, since, for example, this, of course, does not connect over here. For our final turret hack, it's going to cost us 36, so that'll take us down to just 15 hacking left. And what do we want to add? We already have pike turrets, so it really comes down to the bulwark versus the micro-concussive, and you really can't go wrong with either one of these. Of course, there are other places that we could hack, but this is the one that's going to be the best deal for us. So, the attractant field, very durable. Obviously, we've used bulwarks a lot in our beachheading to protect our support factories. And cluster these by the command station. Your defenses are really going to last for quite a while. And you could make a very strong argument this is the best choice. I'm going to go with micro-concussive. Not as durable, but they've got nice range. And they're anti-low armor. We already have anti-high armor with the pike turrets. So these are really going to be a good counterbalance to that. I think it's going to give us a very well-rounded group. But again, you could say the bulwarks and no fighting if you did. So let's see if we can handle this with our current turrets plus our Thanatos in the system. And of course, everybody else is still doing things. This fleet is just working on bashing through some of the warden that decided to get in the way. And there we go. So we are going to want you, backup fleet. You can make your way back to Fugazi and ensure that you are ready there. And there's a whole bunch of them here, but we will eventually clear them out. I don't see any need to mess without guard or anything else. It's going to take some time, of course. And we could bring in the main fleet if they ever finish up this task. But the main thing I want to make sure of is that we survive that exo strike that's coming. And here it comes in hard one.
Hostile ships detected on
so that means we're going back this route to defend here once again. And they're slowly making their way through. Wouldn't hurt to look at the composition. They've got Gorgon Guardians. They have Corrosive, a good amount of them. That's going to be painful. A whole bunch of Dire Gravities, 3 of them. 9 Retribution. Yeah, they're not playing around with this group. Not playing around at all. And of course, this battle will simply continue for quite some time. Exos continue to come. Okay, you're done. Why don't you keep moving on? Help clean out Kessler Pit.
taking fire behind enemy lines.
And there's some Praetorian here, but it doesn't look like they're going to hang out. Maybe they will. See how our new and improved defenses managed to battle here. Of course, we're not building up any of the new turrets just yet. Converting the smaller Guardians. A lot of them being blocked off over here, at least for the moment. Our tractor beams are not that much left. But now we're fine. And we should be okay there. Okay, all of that's been cleared. So you may jump in over here. And it looks like this will wrap itself up fairly quickly. We can build our new turrets and move on with the process of getting into those distribution nodes, grabbing our new planet, all of that fun. Moving forward, we have now made our 2 new planet acquisitions, and we have the micro-concussive turrets in place. You can see that we still have some radon left, although we've used a good amount of it. Energy is totally fine, and still a good amount of argon. So our push for improving the rest of the game is going to be, okay, let's get more ships to use up more of this argon and this energy, and then we'll have a pretty good balance overall, except for, of course, we still have the 1 radon station that we're not using. Possibly could get more outguard, but I'm sort of leaning against that right now. So in talent pool, here we are, we're set up, things are building. I've got the Thanatos to make sure everything's guarded, but we have some other attacks coming. If we look down at Gamble Gate here, now we have the wormhole. And of course, they've had unlocked the wormhole attacks for quite a while, but we didn't have anywhere to use them. Didn't have a back line. Now, as soon as we do, they're popping one in. And that's coming from down here in limited exchange. We also have a Reconquista Reconquest attack coming, and I actually saw one as high as 200 with a bunch of plasma guardians that temporarily knocked out Planet Q. So there's definitely a higher limit on that with our increased AI progress. Also higher limit, for example, right here, this Bastion world was at about 350 roughly strength for quite a while. As soon as we boosted up our AI progress, we also increased the cap on how far they can reinforce, and that was bolstered. So all of those just casualties of what we're doing, and we need to run back, which we are presently in the process of. You can see our main fleet is still in here, but it's going to come back, and we're going to try to deal with Texarkana first. And then we will figure out everything else. I think I have...
Hostile ships detected on critical planet.
This is our backup fleet also coming down there. We have the Exo War units hitting Texarkana. And we've now hit enough AI progress, so we have an additional fleet. We're up to a maximum of 6. There. So trying to deal with all these attacks at once, where are we going to spawn our outguard? Is it going to be in here? In here? Are we going to need it here? All of that is really open to question at this point. And backup fleet almost down here to help us. But at least, of course, in Texarkana, we only have one possibility.
Yes, sir.
Of the turtle AI attacking us. The other AI is not going to hit us here. Okay, and main fleet coming along. Praetorian being annoyed, but they're not going to be able to come after us over there. This attack. And I don't want to lose limited exchange because we'd lose the lost energy reactor if I can't avoid it. Okay. Time to go Exo War hunting again. Now in here, let's just make sure... Nope, not limited exchange. That's not what we want. We want Gamblegate. Yeah, I've pretty much got all the things built that are really going to help us. I think I may just use Outguard to fend this off, assuming that Planet Q does okay.
Our scientists are finished here.
And we have a bunch more science that we're going to be able to use. I'm not sure where I'm going to want to use that, but that's going to be a possibility soon. There we go, you're down. Next up. It looks like, yeah, the Mogram's going to run. That's fine. Let's see if we can get this guy, though. It'd be nice to take down this Phoenix. It's going to be close before it escapes, I think. And I don't think we got it. Alright, let's go. Nope, we didn't. we're going to come in and hit it. I really want this one down. Why let it live that little bit extra?
Under attack in enemy territory.
We're getting hit. Oh, don't tell me it's going to escape back. I think it is. Just got too much of the shield up. Yep. Okay. That is really unfortunate, but we'll deal with that another time. Okay, now in Gamblegate, we're probably okay for the moment, although they've got a couple dire force field guardians. I'm not a huge fan of that. For now, I'll spawn in just the Xenophon.
Let us see if we can make this our last meeting.
Okay, so you, defensive fleet, you will come back here. I'm just going to make sure everything is okay. So you're coming up. Let's send you over to Planet Q and make sure that's fine. And then I'm going to want these fleets to be over here defending anyway, because as soon as things are clear enough for us to do it, we want to start doing some more hacking at the ARS over in Talent Pool. Let's get you out here. And eliminate some unfriendly visitors. Now, as soon as this is clear, we'll go after the wormhole generator. That should do it. Okay. Now let's move you. So, healthy amount of threat has built back up, but we're okay otherwise. And yeah, we want to be a little bit careful here. That's not a huge amount of metal. Won't be too long before we need to go start hitting some of those CPA bunkers. And here we go.
Under attack on enemy.
And there we've got the wormhole projector and a bunch of turrets around it. Let's just dive right in here into the middle of this and make a big mess. Whole bunch of zombies coming in to help us. Okay. We will say goodbye to the wormhole invasion. And they are hitting Anvil. Okay. So we go back that way.
Our planet is under attack.
So you are going to jump back to the normal defensive location. And the main fleet. I don't see a huge obstacle on the way. So you're going to come back here. And let's see, Thanatos. All of this is set up. You should be able to come as well. And they're probably coming in here strong enough.
A fine choice.
That we should dispense out guard number 2. And here is, I think it's the same Phoenix from the Turtle AI. Shouldn't take too long to get over there. I imagine that we will hold out okay. How is the Thanatos coming up? Just coming in right now. Okay. That's getting hit pretty good. How about we unload everything just in case it has problems? Alright, and here we go. And now we have the numbers. So let's hit this Hunter-Seeker. Make sure that at least goes away. Okay. Interesting. The Thanatos bailed out in the other direction, which is actually where we want it to go. But this is going to escape. We're not going to get that. Let's just clear out the rest of the Hunter. And let's see if we can get away with one hack. Okay, so back over here. We'll use the Thanatos, which actually moved over here all on its own. And I don't think, no, you don't have any paralysis anymore. Okay. So, only 12 hacking to steal a new ship line. We got 70. We're totally fine there. First choices: Grenade Launcher Corvette, the Raptor, possible, or the Dark Mirror. I definitely like the idea, I think, overall, of going with the Dark Mirror. I should say, overall, my goal for these ships is, I think that we're doing pretty well against sort of the melee, enemy strike craft, and Guardians. But I would like things that are better against the Exo War units. I think that would be something I'd like to lean in a little bit more. We're going to be seeing more and more of those as we go forward. This is not necessarily great at that, but the 125% mirror damage, they just tend to penalize, glass cannon type ships, and it's a good role to have filled.
Hackers are in.
And everything appears to be fine back here.
Hackers report success.
Let's send our fleet back, because of course we're going to trigger a counterattack. Now, since it's the first one on that ARS, it should not be too severe of a counterattack. Nonetheless, let's be ready. And I think I might actually just get a little cocky here and do a second hack right in quick succession. Not immediately. I want to wait till we at least see their counterattack showing up. Let's see what the choices are. Okay, Grenade Launcher Corvette again. We probably don't want that. So the Polarizer is an interesting option, because we've used that in other games. This is really good against high armor targets. So probably going to be good against most of those Exo War units. But the Mosquito Corvette, this would be fun. We've never used this one before. And I think this comes from the most recent expansion, the Nigel expansion. And the reverse tractor beams. Targets engine less than 99 GX and mass greater than 5. By the way, that does apply to all the Exo War units we've been running into. The Maugrim, the Phoenix, and the Hunter-Seeker. So that would be really good for us. Disruptive and medium hull. I mean, upgrading Disruptive again would be cheap. We might want to do that eventually. The attack bonus against units and tractor beams. And the idea of keeping those Exo War units around so that we could eliminate them before they escape, I think that's going to be really potentially useful. So that's the one I think I want to go with, just not quite yet. We will hang on a bit, make sure this is cleared out.
Damage report.
And okay, they're coming through Unruly Felicities. And they've got this in here, so that's causing us problems. We're going to want to knock this out as soon as we're done defending here. So let's just wait a little bit longer. Okay, we've got a Dire Widow and a Dire Plasma. I'm not particularly interested in that Dire Plasma. Okay, That's another Dire Widow. I'm gonna hit the plasma. I do not want that doing severe damage to my shield. The Widow will paralyze a bunch of our stuff, which is also going to be a problem. But first things first. We're going to focus in on those. Okay. Now let's stop the paralysis. See, we're not really doing a lot of damage to them right now. It's just sort of a very neutralized fight. There's the Widow. Alright. Now we're going to send you over to Unruly Felicities, and we'll go get that hack done. Come to me, Mosquito Corvettes, for 18 hacking.
Hacking has commenced. Our hackers have done all they can. AI inbound on
You can see quite a more sizable reaction in system. It'll take us a while to beat that down. Kessler Pit Wave, not a concern. And definitely where we're at on time, after this, we're definitely going to want to work on knocking out some of those CPA bunkers that have accumulated. What kind of Guardian was that? Go back. Dire Plasma. So that'll be fun. But I think that eventually everything we have here will handle it. We have some more friends coming in. Okay. Just to be sure, we'll spawn in another outguard here. Fun fact, Dire Plasma have... Where is it? Where's their armor? Armor 40 millimeters. So the new long-range microconcussive turrets, very good against the Plasma Guardians. I think that should help deal with their rushes as things progress. Okay, the Exo Strike Force is here. Let's move back into Fugazi and join it. And we have some fun friends. Let's focus on that Widow, first of all. And then we'll see what else is around. Let's take a look at our sidebar. By the way, I think I mentioned this in the comments, but in the last episode I was trying to hunt around and find ships to attack them, and it's a lot easier to attack them through the sidebar, which I forgot. We got a sniper. Okay, the sniper is the only Dire left. I'm not worried about the rest of what you have. If you start pounding on our fleets, we'll be able to drop back to our turrets. So we are set here, and it appears we fought this off and made what I think are a couple of nice additions to our fleet. So when we return, we're going to want to decide what are we going to do with this science. That's going to be an important question. Also, we have 40 hacking left. I think we'll probably end up doing at least this third ARS hack. Will be a painful exo strike from that, and then start looking at hitting some of these distribution nodes as we move closer and closer to victory. Thanks for watching. More AI War 2 coming up soon.